Recently, doctors pronounced a 91-year-old woman by the name of Janina Kolkiewicz dead. Okay, in fact, her body was sent to a funeral home, and then 11 hours later, she woke up. All right, according to CNN, Kolkiewicz was declared dead by her family's doctor, who found her unresponsive. Apparently, she wasn't even breathing. The doctor spoke to CNN's Polish affiliate, TVN, about the situation, and he thought that she was dead for sure. In fact, here's what he had to say. I checked the pulse on the forearm artery, and then another artery that I can't pronounce. I listened to the heart, to the breathing, and also examined the pupils. There were no reflexes, typical symptoms of death. So it's crazy because the staff actually picked up on the fact that she was still alive when she was moving around in her body bag. Ooh. How crazy is that, right? So this is an insane story because look, she's also 91 years old. So you would just assume like, look, she's unresponsive. She probably is gone. Francis, what do you think? Make your point.
Again, it's like, we're talking about humanity and things that are going on, but these are doctors who are professionals, and it's scary that this is assumed because of our age. Like you're completely right. If someone gets to a certain age and they're non-responsive, then it's going to be assumed that something's wrong. But like, I had a recent incident that my girlfriend's grandfather was taken into hospital, and that night the doctor said a statement to us that he wasn't sure if he was going to make it through the night, and that like just shocked us to our core. And here we are a week later, and he's came out, and it's like, I don't think it's a miracle. I just didn't see that he was in that bad of a health. I just think that it needs to be so sure when you're coming across with a statement like that, and when it's in this situation, they have to be sure. Basically, it doesn't matter her age; she can still be kicking. There's still people that are.
I know, Sandra. What do you think?
That's so scary. First of all, Grandma, welcome back.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, oh goodness, the idea of being declared dead and then waking up in trapped in something is terrifying. And so I wish they were like if we're already dead, just double kill us. Don't kill me. Seriously, don't do that. But I do enjoy these stories, especially because some people find such magic in them that then they do things like believe that zombies are here, or that sort of thing, or ghosts,
or that there's a miracle and people can be brought back from the dead and all that other stuff. It's people try to find a deeper meaning into it. The doctor just made a mistake. Let's all calm down. I will say I'm happy that she was moving around in her body bag as opposed to in a grave when it was too late. When it would be too. That's like, can you imagine that situation? I mean.
That is my worst nightmare.
Oh yeah, I think that's everyone's worst nightmare.
Oh my goodness, I had an MRI once, and I was like, that's gonna be no big big deal, right? Because it's just this big donut. But the minute you're in there and like it's right there in your face, you're like, oh yeah, I'm terrified.
You get claustrophobic, absolutely. Here's the question though: have you ever been given a second chance at something, as this 91-year-old woman was given a second chance? Francis.
I'm not really sure. I mean, just recently in like TYT Sports, I went on and tried to talk about basketball, which I have absolutely no clue about. And for some reason, audiences, like, they found my perspective open as like an outside fan perspective, so I was given a second chance. I made some horrendous points, like just basically told some ridiculous stats that I didn't know. I was baffling. Kind of like sometimes I do through my interviews, like probably right now, just baffling. But I was baffling my point, but then some people picked up on the perspective that I was an outsider and they liked that, and I was given a second chance to come back on and talk about another NBA story, and then people realized I was full of shit.
Oh.
After that.
All right, so they shouldn't have given you a second chance.
But that's what happened,
Sandra?
This is a rather personal thing to share, but I once, I found out, this is a rare thing, but I found out I had a huge cyst on my spleen, which I saw like 10 different doctors, and for a couple months, I was told that I might die, that if it exploded, like all hell would break loose in my body. Like, I was terrified. Wow. And then it's because no doctor had ever really seen it before. And so once we kind of worked it out and I went through a simple surgery and had it removed, it was like I was given a second chance at life. Oh, wow. And it wasn't actually that as dramatic. No doctor, when your doctor tells you like, oh yeah, don't get hugged, like be careful. You're like, oh. And so for me, it was really an amazing couple years after that, because it's like, oh, I'm still here, yay! Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing to get to be able to be here still. So thank you.
Oh wow, that's a great story.
Yeah.
I would say that the most relevant second chances or third chances, fourth chances, fifth chances, infinity chances I've gotten were from my mom. I mean, this is like schmoopy poopy whatever, and I know that your mom is supposed to love you unconditionally, but I was a terrible, terrible teenager. Like, I've shared some personal stories on the show, and she was always, I mean, she definitely disciplined me, but she was always there to love me and teach me and give me a second chance. And you know, I love that about her.
I would like
She's
to
the
know
best.
some of these stories. I've not heard them, but I'm
Oh,
fascinated.
I mean, I talked about how I dated like a so-called tagger last week, and I would sneak out often with him.
I think I heard that one.
And then he would like tag buildings, and I would sit there and watch it. I mean, I was like 15 years old.
And she found out?
Oh, she found out.
Oh,
Well, she
okay.
didn't find out about that until I talked about it on the show.
Oh.
But she caught me sneaking out once. Anyway, Mom, I love you. Thank you for always giving me a second chance. You're the best person in the world. Share your stories, though. I want to hear from you in the comment section below. Have you ever been given a second chance when it really, really mattered? And also, tell us what you think about this 91-year-old who didn't actually end up being dead. Do you have a similar story to that? Maybe some negligence in the medical field? I love hearing about that. Comment in the section below, and we'll see you guys soon.